Hello, fellow nerds, and welcome to Nerd Doom, where the table explodes with anime, gaming, and overall nerd culture and comic books and shit.
Yep.
I'm Mike.
I'm Addie.
Yeah, let's get things started. So the last couple weeks, like a month, we went to 2 cons.
Yes. Well, it's really weird because the one con was like right near the end of July and the other one was kind of like mid-August. So it was like this weird 2-week progression between each one,
Mm-hmm.
which was good because we could determine the litmus test of who's gonna get the virus, if anyone. And luckily we didn't.
Yeah, luckily we didn't, but we did get a couple confirms in the staff.
A few in the staff there were a few people that still slipped in that had it because MetroCon with their policy because they were trying to because we're in Florida and our governor decides, let's put out stupid things and call it freedom. Sure.
We're gonna go from there.
But so they were trying to be accommodating for everybody, but they were trying to also be, safe. So MetroCon is a con that we work at every year in Tampa. And it's really good. It's mostly video game anime. And we work with the liaison team, which is so much fun because I really enjoy getting behind the scenes stuff and seeing all that kind of thing. But
Right.
anyway, the con itself, what they were doing was if you had to produce your vaccination card to get a special sticker and be exempt from being mandatory of wearing a mask.
Right.
Otherwise, if you didn't have it, whether it's like, oh, I don't have it on me or I don't have a copy of it, or you're just like, I'm not vaccinated, then wear the mask. You get to wear the mask and you have no choice. Because they would get a sticker on the badge or on the wristband or wherever and show that, hey, yeah, I'm vaccinated, so I can wear a mask or not wear a mask. So it was like a good 50, 60% of the people were wearing masks and some weren't.
Right.
Mind you, this is also people who are probably, if they were wearing a mask, weren't wearing it correctly.
I mean,
I saw a lot of that.
Yeah, but even then, it's fine for what it is. I think the most surprising for me at the con was the amount of people we got. Like in there, wasn't it like 10,000?
10,000, something like that.
Which is like a lot.
No, yeah. I mean, that's not the most that con has ever produced, but I wouldn't say post-COVID, but like
that's still 10 times more than I expected. Maybe
it's 10,000 more than last year.
I expected maybe for like not making like what they get back kind of situation.
Yeah.
Like
what I noticed was there was a lot of like one-day goers though, which I can totally understand. Be like, I'll go this one day, but I'm not going to go the rest of the days because I don't want to risk it. And the way we had the autographs set up this year was extremely helpful and extremely efficient.
True.
Because it was the first time for us because usually we did like a Cal run and we separate people off into who they want to go to, and we still had the Cal run this year, but instead it was you don't get a free one.
Right.
You pay for your autograph. So
yeah, I'm very glad we had guarantees now in it.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
And they weren't even, it's not that they weren't expensive and they weren't cheap or anything like that, but they were a reasonable good price, but it did limit the people who were going to try and come in and be like, oh, I'm just going to get all the autographs for multiple things. Bro.
Yeah. I mean, it was really, really fun though. I was glad to do that. It made me realize how much I miss going to cons and how much that's kind of like a thing that we've been doing for so long. Because we've been going to cons
I've been
on a yearly basis. Well, 2010 or no, 2008. Because you went to SakuraCon.
Yeah, that was my first con at SakuraCon in Seattle, Washington. That was my first one. My first one had to be a big one.
Yeah, my first couple was like 2007, 2006. The first one was at Anime South, and then after that, I went to San Diego. I upped it up a little bit too much and went to San Diego Comic-Con. Just a one like drive trip and then like back. That was an interesting. I mean, it wasn't like this is before 2008. This is for Iron Man, and so like this is for the MCU. This is for like it was really really crazy now. So like it was still crazy and it was a lot of people, but it was definitely like a different vibe.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know what I mean,
I still want to go to one of them, either the New York Comic Con or the San Diego Comic Con.
I'm more so wants to go to AX in LA. Like,
that'd be fun.
Or is it Anaheim? I think it's no. Yeah. Because San Diego, one of the Comic Cons is in Anaheim, and then AX I think is in LA. I want to say I could be wrong. Who knows?
No, but yeah, I'd love to go to Seattle. Go back to Seattle and do SakuraCon with you.
Yeah,
because that was a lot of fun and it's really interesting.
I just never been to Seattle, so I would love to just go
Seattle is amazing.
just to see how it is.
I'm sure it's changed by now because it's been oh, I went in 2007
Oh,
and
true.
2008, so it's been a few years. Uh, but I wanna go. I just wanna go back again.
Oh,
It was fun.
definitely.
But yeah, back to Metro. We back on track. Metro was it was fun. And again, they did their best what they could for safety and precautions and everything. But yeah, it surprised us again, like the amount of people that came and the amount of people that showed up and enjoyed themselves and had fun. I can tell you right now, I think the most successful vendor there had to have been the onigiri
Oh, those
vendors.
guys. Oh my God. They had it. That they definitely made. They were like sold
They
out
made
every
bank.
day, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. They
Like
Sunday
insanity.
they left. Was it Saturday or Sunday they left early because they basically sold out, and if they don't have anything, then what's the point of sticking around? So they
Right.
went back and made more for the next day, and we saw them at MegaCon. And soon when we saw them, it was like what close to lunch,
Mm-hmm.
and they were already like down to like 3 boxes of stuff left.
Mm.
So I think they sold out there too. So congrats to them. And we did participate in the getting their onigiris, and I wish I would have gotten the beef jerky, not the
Jamaican jerk.
Yeah,
Oh, that's the one
Jamaican
I
jerk beef
had.
one. Because I was like, oh, let me get this tuna one that's got like Kewpie mayo and stuff because it'll taste like a tuna sandwich, and I kind of like tuna sandwiches.
Right.
Well, the problem was this has these aftertaste of the seaweed, which is very seafoody, and I don't like that flavor at all. And tuna, at best, is the only thing I'll eat seafood
Right.
wise.
Right.
So at some point that made me gag, and then I tried umeshu, no, ume one, a pickled ume,
Right.
and I hated that. That made me gag. And like Brandy was like, "You all right?" I'm like, "Ah, oh." Like I was trying like so hard. I know you said you liked it,
Oh no.
but you had already
Which
eaten
one?
like the ume one.
No, I tasted it, but I didn't eat it.
You,
I had the Jamaican jerk.
I know you tasted mine. You're like, "Oh,
I
I like
did
that."
like yours. I liked that one. Did that was really good. That was
But
really
yeah, I
good.
wish I gotten the Jamaican jerk, and they're like, "You should go back and get it." I'm like, "No, nope, I'm done. None. It's been spoiled for me now. I'm good."
Oh, that sucks.
But I got to try yours, and it was really tasty. So
Oh yeah, I loved it. I loved it. Loved it. Loved
it
it.
was so much fun. But yeah,
Yes.
so that was nice. I've seen a few videos from other cons from different states.
Right.
I don't know what their policies were for like COVID prevention or like just protection and stuff
True.
because I didn't read their stuff. I didn't look at the website. Again, these are just clips that I saw online. There were, from what I could see, some people wearing masks, some weren't. A lot of them were like from photo shoots that these people were doing, so they're usually outside and they're not going to have the mask on outside, which
Oh right.
that's fine. So I couldn't tell you, but cons. I wouldn't say cons are back in full swing
Mm-hmm.
because we have a good example was MegaCon, which is the one we attended last weekend.
Yes. Yeah. Last week.
Yeah, last weekend.
I just took me and I was like, wait, it was last week. 2 weeks. Shit.
It's been so long
Shit.
since we attended.
They were so good.
So MegaCon when it first came up, MegaCon, if anyone doesn't know, is usually in Orlando, Florida. There's one they have in Tampa, Florida on occasion, but specifically Orlando. And it's a comic book sci-fi fantasy convention.
Mm-hmm.
They do have some anime stuff, but it mostly caters towards comic book sci-fi fantasy. That's what their
Indeed.
spiel is.
Definitely more of the like general nerd
Yes.
setup. More so than anything else. You're more likely to see celebrities like there, of
Like
people,
big celebrities.
TV, movies, things of that nature.
Yes.
I mean, unfortunately, there were a bunch of cancellations because
Yeah.
of the
Well, yeah, because
variant
like
and
the reason
double
we
booking.
wanted to go is because MegaCon they originally advertised like early on that they were going to have Brendan Fraser as their big main guest, as well as the 4 actors who did
The
Hobbits
Hobbits.
from
The Hobbits from Lord of the Rings series.
Yeah. So, and we were like, oh shit, let's go. So, mind you, as it got closer to con time, they would release more people that, hey, these people are attending, and they would also announce artists and comic book writers and stuff like that who are going to be there as well.
Mm-hmm.
I put in a request because they usually will have authors there sometimes too. And I requested, I'm like, can you get Laurel K. Hamilton? And they're all like, we give no guarantee, but thank you for the suggestion. And I was just like, okay. So no Laurel K. Hamilton for me this year. But
That's only hoping.
Yeah.
We just have to go to Dragon Con. We have to be able to go to Dragon Con for that to
Yeah, because I
happen.
know she attends that one usually pretty
Yeah,
regularly.
almost on a year, almost on a
I don't know if
every
she's
time
gonna do it
basis.
this year though.
Oh, we'll see. I mean, one can only hope, right?
Yeah. But so like we have so Brendan Fraser was supposed to be there. The 4 guys who did the Hobbits were gonna be there. Well, I think a few weeks before MegaCon, the 4 people that were doing the Hobbit, they canceled.
Right.
And usually if one of those guys canceled, they all cancel because I think they're part of like a group thing
Hmm.
for probably how like they do their viewing or their attendance.
Yes.
Whether it be production or they're just kind of like, I'm not digging the numbers here for the virus, so we're gonna. But whatever the reason was, they canceled, and we're like,
Hmm.
okay. And then Billy Piper was supposed to be there along with Christopher Eccleston, and she canceled.
Oh
Dave
yeah.
Bautista canceled; he was supposed to be there.
Yeah, I'm so sad that Dave Bautista
I
canceled.
know.
That was one I was actually pretty excited for,
Yeah,
just because I followed him on wrestling for a long period of time, and then like he was another, and then again it was another heel that was there. I mean, at some point we'll just go. Okay,
we'll
we'll
go.
like get the. I mean, no, we'll just get the flipping like tickets and then just like shove like, like 16 of us in a room so that we can afford the place together.
I mean,
Just go old school like college.
oof, oof. I remember those. I still cracks me up. The best kind of side story here, the best con story I have for going to college is when we all went to MetroCon as part of the anime club, and we had to pull over on the side of the road because we were in a traffic jam because there was an
Right.
accident because it's inevitable. Um, and it was Nick's car. He had like this old Jeep that basically it was overheating because like if there wasn't constant air
Oh,
going through
yeah,
it,
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
overheated. So we had to pull off to the side of the road and let it cool down, put water into it and everything.
Yeah,
And
basically had a hole in it like somewhere and you just couldn't keep Freon in it.
yeah,
Or the coolant was bad. It was
yeah.
real
So
bad.
as long as air was moving through it, he was fine. But because we were at a standstill, his car just went. I can't do it. So we all pulled to the side of the road because we were kind of like caravanning. We
Hmm.
had like three or four cars, I think, following us.
Her hair is amazing, just letting you know.
Oh, it's a lot more vibrant, in real life than you can tell from this, because right now it's kinda washed out and looks like it's a dark brown or black, but it's very purple, very purple.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
So, anyway, continue on the story. So, 2 of our other friends, Jeremy and Jeremy,
Go on.
they're both named Jeremy. I don't know whose car they were in, I think they were in Nick's car,
Hmm.
but we're all out there waiting and stuff, and a truck loaded up with watermelon in the back of the truck and in a like oh god, what do you call it? Trailer
Hmm.
comes kind of just rolling by very slowly, and it stopped. And I noticed that they went over and started talking to the guys in the truck, and I was just like, okay, whatever. And I went back and I was talking to somebody else, and next thing I know, I turn around and one of the Jeremys is walking back with a watermelon, and my brain went,
Jellyfish. Yeah.
yeah, jellyfish, and my brain went, shit, did they just take that off the truck? So I'm like looking at them like, why do you have a watermelon? And they're like, oh, he gave it to us. And I was like, okay, as long
Yeah.
as they gave it to you, I don't mind. And we
Yes.
cut that shit up in the hotel with a plastic knife.
Yeah, that was funny. Like seeing you try to like get
I
that
got
done.
it. That
I
knife
mean,
was
you
actually
did.
sharp.
Okay.
It was.
I'm not gonna question that. Yeah, to answer your question, yeah, it's the same person, Shy,
Yep.
that you knew from back then.
Yep.
Actually, I used to still work with him technically, because he worked at my old, a part of my old company that I used to work for. Yeah, there was that. Um, what was it? Yeah, that's a cute question though. Like in terms of Techo, I don't know
If we can get our
if that's
shit
gonna make.
together.
I mean, or Techo, no, Techo into December, another con that's in there.
Yeah, I know, but if we as a nation can get our shit together.
I don't see, well, it depends. Like the fall off is a lot more than it used to be because, there is a matter of more vaccinations, but I couldn't tell
Hmm.
you. I'm more so just focusing on the con itself. So back to MegaCon.
Yes, back to that.
So one of the biggest highlights we got was meeting Adam Savage.
Yeah.
Savage.
Oh,
Adam Savage.
and to kind of put it in, Brendan Fraser canceled, but I think what he ended up doing, because I saw this online, was he ended up doing, what'd you call it?
Yeah,
He
Techo's in Pennsylvania, not
No,
Florida.
Brendan Fraser. He canceled MegaCon.
Yeah.
We were kind of bummed about that, but he did on people who paid, I think, got to do like 2-minute chats with him.
Hmm.
So that was cool. but that's
That
what
is.
he ended
Oh
up.
yeah, all that. Yeah.
So anyway, one of the other guests I was going to go to MegaCon was Adam Savage from the Mythbusters, if anybody remembers that. And we got to meet him, what you were saying.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I was just saying the Techo's in Pennsylvania, not Florida.
I know, but still. That's why I said we as a nation.
I mean, Florida's the worst. So, I mean, Pennsylvania's
I
doing
want to know
right.
what the fuck Nebraska's doing.
Or
Like, 'cause they're like-
Arkansas is also really up top.
No. If you look at a map, all the other like states are like kind of red, right? But if you look at Nebraska is like this one little center bubble of low numbers compared to everybody else. I want to know what they're doing.
Thanks for the lurk. Hope you have a good stream tonight. I'm
Bye.
assuming you're gonna be playing Boyfriend Dungeon as usual, so I'll try to check it out.
Get
try
a
to check it out
hottie.
later. Well, she's going after the shirtless bad guy kind of situation.
The bad boy.
The bad boy, yeah.
I see how it is, Mel.
Yeah. But going back to the con, because I rather go back into there. So yeah, we got to meet Adam Savage, which was really cool. He was really nice.
Super nice. And he geeked out with us over his spacesuits that he made.
Yeah, that was really fun.
They gave him a Florida Space Day patch to go with his spacesuits. And he was like, oh, cool. And I was like, oh, I loved how you made your spacesuits and stuff. And he's like, yeah, I made this one. And he showed off, I guess, like it's a replica of the newest spacesuits that they're using on like the Dragon launches and stuff that they're going to go to like the moon in and whatnot.
Yeah.
And apparently he made like 3 of them in a span of 3 weeks. And I was just like, what?
Because reasons.
Because reasons. And they looked really good too.
Yeah, but you also gave him a patch.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I gave him the Florida Space Day patch.
Okay, that's what I was saying. I was like, which patch? That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, it was Florida Space Day.
Okay.
Because it was from 2019. They had a whole bunch of conglomerates of things in the building where I was working at the time, and NASA was there because they were promoting their whole the Dragon space launch system and future projects. They were showcasing like, hey, this is what we're going to plan to do.
Okay.
So yeah,
Right.
and I got the patch from them as well as some really cool pictures of nebulas and supernovas.
Nice.
Which
nice.
we ran into the NASA people at MegaCon too.
Yeah,
that was really
like a
cool.
representative from NASA. I don't know exactly what part. I mean, I don't remember his like title or whatever. I don't think we ever got his card. But oh god. Yeah, we never got his card, but he showed us his, like some cool things and basically geeking out on certain things that had to do with NASA and the moon and the fact that we're going back to the moon finally.
Yeah. Because it's part of the going back to the moon thing is part of their ultimate plan of going to Mars. Because from what I remember going to NASA and then also talking to a few people from NASA was their plan ultimately, and this is just a very dumbed down version of it. Their plan is to go to the moon, set up a little mini base on the moon, and also apparently use the moon as a way to make rocket fuel because this one guy that representative knew
the guy
discovered water on the moon.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So they're going to try and use the water that they find on the moon to help make jet fuel at a lower cost on the moon.
Yeah.
And then from there, the astronauts are going to go from the moon to Mars.
Because it's like, what, like a million, like $100,000 a gallon or something of that
It's
nature?
expensive and it's time consuming to make.
No, he talked about the poundage. So like each pound, it was
too
like
heavy to.
Yeah, each pound of gas was astronomical in terms of pricing.
Yes, because that's why when you see the old school rockets, or like from the Atlantis, Columbus, all those type of style rockets, and they have those 2 huge boosters. That's just fuel.
Yeah. And I remember the conversation we had with them because it was just like, we just want to go somewhere, okay?
Yeah.
Like I don't care. Like it was basically like that we don't care what rock we get on. We just want to get on a flipping rock again.
Oh, that's because they were talking about how like between the Bush administration up until now, it's just they've been flip-flopping back and forth.
Yeah,
we're going to go to the moon. No, we're going to go to Mars. No, we're going to go back to the moon. No, we're not going to do anything now. We're going to do this.
Just go somewhere.
We're going to the moon now.
I don't care. Just take me somewhere.
Well, it does also, I think it kind of, the flip-flop, I think, kind of benefit them, though, because it gave them a chance to build new rockets and new space capsules and stuff.
I guess. I feel like if you had a general actual plan of where you were going, I think the progress would have been the same, to me, about the same, if not more.
True.
Personally.
True. But yeah, so
Because
that
then
was
you have something to strive for, and then you're not dealing with like a bunch of like
bureaucracy.
red tape and shit that you
Part
have
of me
to
kind
deal
of
with.
wishes they weren't part of the government stuff, but I kind of get it at the same time.
Yeah, but like I mean, the purpose of NASA starting and the whole history behind when it started is kind of like a big deal about why it's part of the government,
Oh,
and
I know.
it'd
You're
be
talking to the history nerd.
incredibly. I mean, until now, it was like it was incredibly hard to get that type of money in order to do that in the first place. So, you know, all that to fake the moon landing.
Yeah, we faked that. But no, yeah, so that was fun nerding out with him. Like we literally could have, or at least I could have, stood there and like talked to the guy for forever. So that was really fun. And then he showed us an AR program that
Yeah,
NASA comes out with, just an interactive program where you can have like the little menu, have a rover around, but then you can also click a certain button and it'll show you, oh, this is what it really looks like, which they're huge.
yeah.
So, but yeah, that was really fun. And then we got to meet a TikToker who we've been following. You're wearing his shirt.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Gamer Heaven. So like, this guy in
Hmm.
LA, opened up this place like years ago, called Gamer Heaven, which is like if you like to think of it kind of like a safe haven for like nerds. It's got like everything, like food and like games and like books and
Well,
like,
it's more than just that.
and
So
it's a cafe.
I really let me see if I can't find him on TikTok real quick.
Well, I
Like,
mean, like, it's not even just that. I think I didn't like it wasn't the TikTok that was like getting to me about it. It was the whole idea of the place itself.
oh yeah, because
Like
so
that I cared more about. The TikTok there was just more so like it just
well, I was
like
gonna pull it
I'm
up so I
so
could.
jealous of you because I can't go to LA to do that shit.
Well, so this guy, Gamer Haven, or Heaven,
Heaven, sorry, heaven.
Heaven. So, basically, what it is this guy has a giant store, and I think it's like 2 stories.
Mm-hmm.
Inside the store is it kind of you go in and you can have the computer set up so you can do computer games or just be on the computer and internet, whatever. And you have an area for console games, and of course, then you have your area for tabletop games and RPG or not RPG,
Mm-hmm.
TCG, and all the other stuff that you do on a table, all those games. So those areas. And then on another section, it's literally like a mini convenient market of Asian snacks, foods, and other things that you probably wouldn't be able to find in other places, but he has those things. And then in the back is a little mini theater where they play anime movies or just anime nights or whatever. And then there's another area where you can have a giant screen and play games on that, or
Mm-hmm.
you can rent out space for solo stuff or whatever. And then upstairs, if I remember correctly, he has places that you can like just rent a room out, do karaoke, do gaming by yourself, or even
Right.
sleep in. I think he has those.
Yeah, it's like a lounge
Yeah.
kind of situation. Like everything we wanted to do
Yeah.
and future
I don't know if I
plans.
want to go that extreme.
Look, we go hard to go home. We're like $2 away from bankruptcy. It's fine. It's
fine. So we did that.
Yes, I think I was always interested in him because his story was always really cool. Because
Yeah.
he was like coming from like really low in his time. Like he was like really
Well,
close.
he created it, but it wasn't like
Yeah, it
hitting
wasn't
it off,
going
and he wasn't
anywhere.
even sure if like at some point, like before, I think a little bit before the pandemic, he said he was just kind of like, I don't even know if I should keep this place open.
Yeah, because well, he was getting close to bankruptcy. He
Yeah.
was saying that earlier. And like that. And honestly, yeah, that was kind of one of the biggest things is TikTok kind of help the business in general because it kind of went with, oh yeah, there's a place like this. I
Mhm.
need this in my life. Like
So much to the point now, I think he's getting multiple locations open up.
he has multiple locations
Yeah.
opened up. He has one in Florida.
Is it in Florida?
Yeah, he has another person running like a boutique kind of situation. I think
Oh
in
yeah, because it's not going to
Jacksonville.
be exactly like the
No,
one in
it's more
LA.
like a what we want to do
Yeah.
is like a boutique cafe, like
Yeah,
manga
that's what it
cafe.
is.
Like it's sort of more like that, which is what we want to do is a manga cafe because I want to just have someone else work with food and then I can just do my thing.
Yeah, and also that way we can cater to that type of field and stay
Mhm.
out of other companies that are in the area and stay out of their field because I don't
Yeah,
want to mess with Fallout's comic stuff or the other comic book stores, and I don't want to mess with Gamescape's tabletop stuff.
yeah,
and
especially
being
since like Gamescape used to also like offer comics, but that
they
it was
they
not
phased
worth
that
it.
out. It just wasn't working for
Yeah, it
them.
wasn't. Well, I mean, it's obviously it wasn't working because by the time, well, okay, so this was before they were. So when they moved over to from Appalachia specifically.
To the Tallahassee Mall.
Yeah, when they took over that Old Navy that was there.
Yeah.
Or yeah, Old
Yeah,
Navy.
Old Navy.
Like they had a bunch of space, so they used it to do all that and things of that nature.
And then that was too much space because the rent
yeah,
was just like
the
we
rent
can't
was
do it.
high and it was too much, and they didn't need that much
And they
in the
moved
first place.
upstairs over the theater next to Terrace.
Yeah. But like this is also before Fallout was like having like its new place. It was like still was at
like that hole in the corner.
Appalachia.
I mean, they're still technically on Appalachia, but it was like that
Yeah.
hole in the corner, like mini plaza.
Yeah. But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, they're now in Railroad Square.
Yes.
They're like right across from the Black Dog Cafe that's there.
No, that's gone.
Oh, is that gone?
Yeah, the Black Dog Cafe at Railroad Square is gone, but the one in Lake Ella is still there.
Ella's still there?
Yeah.
Okay, so where it used to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's over there. They changed it up. I mean, a lot of things.
There's a hotel there now.
Yeah, that's a thing.
It's
I guess.
so weird to drive up and like hotel Railroad Square. What?
Oh, it's apparently called the Square Mug now.
What's called? Oh, the old location where Black Dog used to be.
Yeah, is that the same? Is that the same owner? Is that the case? If that's the case, I wonder if they just changed the name.
I don't know.
That's a very good question.
I
haven't been to that
went
location
by
in a
there
while.
today earlier, but I really didn't pay attention because I
different
was
owner.
just running errands.
Yeah, different owner.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But no, I went and saw.
Speaking of Gamescape, you just got.
Yeah, so this is I stopped by Gamescape because they had a pre-release of the new Pokemon Evolving Skies this past weekend, but of course we were out of town for it, so I was messaging frantically, and I'm like, "Can you save one for me, please?" So
let's see if I can get it into the camera.
there you go. So this is the pre-release quotation pre-release.
Right.
This is basically the battle box that they hand out during their pre-release, and then of course they have booster boxes that the store keeps, and then they hand you. I got 3 packs from the booster box to go with whatever is in here.
Right.
And basically, this is you can build a you can do a mini not a campaign, mini battle tier battles with the cards from these packs to just play other people who decide to go along with it.
Yeah.
These have 23 evolution packs, which including one of 4 unique foil promos. So there's going to be a promo in here. 4 TCG Sword and Shield Evolving Skies booster packs. So there's 4 booster packs in here plus the 3, so that's 7. And then the TCG online Pokemon if you want to play the Pokemon cards online, they have the code.
Yeah.
And basically you build your deck with these and you have fun and play with them, and you can test out how these particular set of cards work. If anyone's curious, in these sets, or in this set particularly, it's 3 different Japanese sets.
Ooh.
The Eevee Heroes. Oh my god.
Is the Eevee Heroes, that's the ones with like the cool like boxes, right? Like the cool art that you showed me recently.
Yes.
That's so cool.
But so it's Eevee Heroes and 2 other ones that deal with dragon types. They're focusing on dragon types. So I know Rayquaza's in there and some other ones. But they took those 3 Japanese sets and put them all into one set because, to be fair, Eevee Heroes I think have like 65 cards, and that's not enough for American sets. Because American sets are like, we have like 100 plus. So, but I got this. I will be getting. I ordered from Gamescape because I know like Pokemon cards people are like, oh, it's scalpers, and which yes, fuck them. But I wanted it to get my hands on these cards.
Right.
But I also wanted to like contribute in such a way that isn't just like I'm taking for myself, because I am card chasing. This isn't let me make money. I'm card chasing. So I contacted again Gamescape, and I was like, hey, I want to get 1 booster box, maybe 2.
Okay.
And then when the Elite Trainer boxes come out, because those have Eevee arts on them, there's 2 different ones. I want those 2. So that'll be it. Because I'm not gonna sit there and be like, I'm gonna get all this stuff and buy everything, because 1, it's expensive.
Don't take away from the kids.
Don't take away from the kids.
Don't
also,
take away from the kids.
No, legitimately, like I don't want to take away from the kids, because I feel so bad for some of the young kids who are like getting into this and they can't get cards because grown ass adults don't know how to behave themselves.
Yeah.
Which is stupid. Oh my god, I saw a video. Gotta go offside a little bit. Saw a video of this one store, like they had Pokemon cards and they were trying to think of a way to like, keep theft down. and they thought, let me put those security tags on it. Unfortunately, hand me one of those packs.
Oh, there we go.
It was one of these single pack things, but they're like in this like cardboard like overlay, and they pierced it right through there.
Oh.
Every single one of them. So all of those were ruined.
That reminds me of like the scene in like F is for Family, at the end of like I think season 2, where like the guy was like poking holes into the condoms before repackaging them.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, like his wife gets pregnant in the next season because of it.
Oh,
Because
no.
they end up like getting back in, but they grab one of the ones that had the hole in it.
Oh no. But yeah, so those were ruined. But anyway, once I get all those boxes and all those packs, booster boxes and whatnot, then I will be opening them on a live stream
Okay.
like I did for the
Oh
Japanese
yeah,
set.
that's we're gonna go back to doing that setup.
Yeah. I should be getting a booster box or two on Monday.
Okay.
And the ETBs or the Elite Trainer boxes maybe sometime next week. I don't know.
Ooh.
I'll be keeping an eye out for those though. I kept confusing poor I think it was Ben. No. Keith.
Keith?
Yes,
Was Keith
Keith.
there or Ben was
It
there?
was Keith.
Okay.
Ben, I think, is working also at FSU.
Yes, he works at FSU as well.
Yes. He doesn't have tenure, but he's working there. But so yeah, I kept saying ETB and he goes, we don't have those. And I was just like, sorry, I meant the elite, I meant the booster box. I kept getting my words back.
Stop it.
So but yeah, I'll eventually keep an eye out. I'll be opening some packs on there. I tried doing a live stream earlier today, but my poor little gaming laptop is
Slowly dying.
it's slowly dying.
Well, it's like what, 7 years old?
At this point, yeah.
Yeah, because like, and it's also a first generation of its series.
I mean, that little thing's still kicking. It's just it can't handle the amount of stuff that I'm trying to do.
Like it's got like what, like six or 8 like USB devices on it right now.
Bless it. Yes.
Like it's under like a docking station, and on top of that, it's rocking everything else. So one, it's not using its qualifications that it should be using, because it's not using the video
Like
card
if
at
it was
all.
just sitting by itself and I was playing games on it,
Yeah.
sure. But it's
Well,
hooked up to 2 monitors. It's hooked up to a whole bunch of other devices. Plus,
Well, we're fixing that now. Okay,
yes.
we're finally getting her a PC, and finally got her to be a gamer girl.
With cat ears on my
It only took like 8
headsets
years.
and everything. Well, can you blame me?
Yes.
Okay, sure. But like, no. Okay, so I'm really, really tired of like these gaming companies, specifically Razer, because they're prime on this,
Mm-hmm.
thinking, oh, they're a girl and they do gamer stuff. They must like pink everything, and not just like hot pink or anything. Hot pink I can handle. I like that. It's
Mhm.
pastel pink, and it's everything pastel pink. The keyboard, the mouse, the headphones, the ears, it just why
The paint, the wall paint. I mean, you see some serious. It's funny too, because
there are people who pull off that aesthetic, and kudos to them. But what are us girls who are like, fuck that?
I like Raven. You can't tell from my hair, but
Oh, God. I did my nails and everything.
well, now you have to cosplay Raven.
I don't have the body for it.
What difference does it make? It's a robe and a cloak
And a leotard.
hood.
I cannot pull off the leotard.
I mean, it's just to have fun. It's fine.
I could do Titan's Raven.
Yeah, but why would you? And also, she ends up wearing it too. Haha. She ends up getting it in as well. She ends up getting it in later.
Or I could do Raven from Piccolo's comics.
Oh, Gabriel Piccolo?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, sure. But you got to do it. Just at least
only
once.
if you full body paint yourself green.
You act like I won't do it. I was willing to full body paint my arms silver to do a Jax cosplay, and you were like, that doesn't seem like a good idea.
No, because my only complaint for that is because I knew you were gonna bitch about it when the hair started growing back in.
Yeah, but that would have been like way later. Actually, like I still shaved my arms for it, and it lasted like the weekend.
Okay,
which is fine.
Yeah,
like the only thing I wish we would have done for the cosplay, because I cosplay Jax for MetroCon.
Which so considering we kind of rushed that, and we didn't know what the
We
flippin'
did
flappy
that, what,
doo-doo
in a
we were
week?
doing.
No, it was a week. No, 3 days. Like, we did it in 3 days.
It's a rush when it comes to a cosplay.
I know. That's why I was saying that, like, that's, I mean, most cosplay, most serious cosplay, they're doing that shit for, like, months. Or they have somebody else do it.
Yeah.
Because they have the money to do that because they're making that much money.
Mm.
Like, the people that make it themselves are insane.
Well, those are the professional people.
Calm the fuck down.
She's got her own line of cosplay stuff now.
Yeah, I know.
She's partnered with, I think, Joanne's as well.
Joanne, yeah.
But yeah, so that was fun because I haven't done fabrication since I did my scythe for Maka.
The only fabrication I ever did was for, and I always get his name wrong. I don't think it's Tosin, because Tosin is not here. Or is it Tosin? Yeah. No, it's Tosin. When I cosplay Tosin for Bleach. The one black guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I only fabricated his sword. Everything else I bought, but I woodworked and did his sword. I
remember that. That was actually pretty decently done.
Yeah. I have no idea where that is.
That's probably gone.
It's gone, but like I don't know what happened to it.
The very first thing I fabricated, like in terms of fabrication, like very first cosplay I ever did was I did Satella Harvenheit from Chrono Crusade. I made the dress myself. She had like these really weird gloves, especially one specific one, because she's a jewel witch, and so she has a special glove that has like she puts the jewel in it and she summons like a golem type thing from the jewel.
Yeah.
So that's the best I can describe it. So I had to like make that. So I had to like take this like pleather type material and like measure against my hand, my wrist, and then like make sure it like came out right because it comes out to like this point at the end, and then like I had to like hot glue the gem onto there and then like paint around it to get the symbols and stuff.
Yeah.
And that was interesting. But I fabricated that. That was very tiny. But the fact that, well, I guess I fabricated everything if I made the dress.
Technically.
I still really like my Maka jacket. That damn thing was heavy as hell, and I wore that so many times because I was like, I made it. I'm gonna wear it as many times as I can.
Which was twice.
No,
3 times.
Oh, more than that, like at least 4 or 5 times.
I don't remember how many.
Because I wore it twice to Metro.
I only remember the 2 times you did it.
I wore it twice to Metro. The first time I wore it, I didn't have the scythe because I didn't have time to brood. I didn't have the chance to fabricate that. And everyone was like, Slytherin! I'm like, no, because Maka has that green and white tie. So everyone's like, Slytherin! I'm like, no, full eater. And then the next year, once I had the scythe, they were like, oh, yeah. And I was just like, it's finally recognition.
Slytherin. The hell?
The hell?
I don't even understand how you can come up with Slytherin. It's because it's a giant coat.
Yeah, because it looked like a robe. What's really funny is my friend Elise, when we were at SoccerCon, that was my first one. That's where I did the Satella one. She did Rosette.
Oh, okay.
So she's in the same series, Rosette, and Rosette is this nun who goes around with the help of her demon friend exercising other demons, and there's the plot lines are very convoluted and interesting at the same time. Check it out if you can, Chrono Crusade. Very old. But anyway, so she did that. Well, the problem is Rosette is a blonde nun with blue nun attire, and at the same time Guilty Gear was coming out.
Right.
And then you had the nun character from Guilty Gear who looked very similar.
Yeah, Bridget.
So people were like, Guilty Gear? No, Chrono Crusade.
Well, it's because, Guilty Gear is superior. It's just simple as that.
Yeah. I mean, Chrono Crusade was such a niche, series.
I would say Guilty Gear was just as a niche thing as well.
Yeah. But that was fun. So that was fun, getting confused, right? And then when she went to Metro with us, and that was the year before I made the scythe, because I dressed up as Maka. She did Aisha Clan from...
Aisha Clan! Hell yeah.
Got the anime.
Outlaw Star. How dare you? Lydia will slap you.
I know. I still have yet to watch it.
I still need it. I still been trying to buy it, right? And it still hasn't happened. It will. I'm just waiting.
She will be mine.
Like it soon, because Outlaw Star was one of my favorites. Because I hated people comparing it to Cowboy Bebop because it's not the same at all. He was like, it's space. It's obviously the same.
I got semi Gundam vibes from it, but not.
Right. I mean, that's because for me, that's where it came off of. Even though, like, for me, like, it was from Cowboy Bebop to Outlaw Star, but still watching like Gundam Wing at the same time.
I never actually watched Gundam Wing. I've only watched Gundam G.
I think, or G Gundam,
G Gundam, yeah.
Mobile Suit G Gundam.
Golden
Love,
Finger.
love that.
Oh, no,
Love that
Golden
movie.
Hand.
It is still my favorite Gundam series.
It's so good.
Well,
I think I liked that
that
one.
in MS08.
Yeah, I think I liked that particular Gundam series because it was also around the same time that Zoids had come out.
Oh, okay,
And it
that
was
makes
very
sense.
similar
So the
premise, like
tournament
this.
style kind of
Yeah.
makes sense. But in terms of like this tournament like style setup,
Tournament!
like Zoids, which Zoids was that one? It's called
It's
something
the one with Big Cloud.
because the one with Big Cloud, because you have Chaotic Century, which was before Zoids, and then
I never saw that one.
before that one, and then like, oh god, I can't remember anything. Because Chaotic Century was that one, and you have it's after that because that particular series is set after the whole situation with the war in that one.
But they never aired that one over here in America.
New Century.
They never called it New Century here.
They just called it Zoids, but like it was.
So that's why when I'm like when I'm talking to somebody, I'm like, yeah, I really like Zoids. They're like, which one? And I'm like, there was only one. And they're like, no.
Yeah. Like so, like it was like set for years after when Zoids was no longer used for warfare because like Chaotic Century. Yeah, because I love Chaotic Century more because of the backstory and the war, the military like idea behind it and all that stuff. It was still very anime though because of like the main character and all that other stuff. So.
I really enjoyed the idea that you had this robot, this giant mecha robot that was somehow sentient.
Oh, in Chaotic Century.
Yeah, well, yeah, because the Chaotic Century in the new thing, because the Liger was semi sentient. Because he wouldn't.
Was it in New Century? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh well, like
the one that Big Cloud he piloted because he was like,
well,
apparently the Zoid was like, I like this guy, he can pilot me, I don't mind.
Well, that's because it's believed that it's the same Liger that I think it was Van that had it in Chaotic Century.
Again, I've never seen.
Well, it's very much the same. I have to find. See, I'm also like. For anyone that's knowing now, I've been on this random kick of like buying a bunch of stuff that came out in the 90s, mainly just because they're all things that I'm scared that I'm never going to find later. Like after 10 years from now.
Can you throw an Inuyasha for me?
Yeah. No, Inuyasha's going to be in there. Trust me. Even though it's going to take like forever to get to it.
Yeah, no rush.
I think
you can actually get those on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I think the new Bluerays though have like.
I have to look at my collection because I have like 2 sets from like 2 different seasons.
Yeah, but like I'm talking about like obscure anime that no one talks about. Like everyone knows what Inuyasha is. It'd be very weird if you didn't know what Inuyasha was or Ghost in the Shell specifically the TV series. But like people didn't know about Berserk in the 90s until now. Like people didn't know about Springen until until the new anime movie on Netflix is coming out. People didn't know. People never talk about Record of Lodoss War, and I'm sad about it. All the flipping time, no one talks about it.
There was one like early 90s anime that like I tried watching. It's like X something.
I mean, it depends on which one it is.
Wasn't like it's not Triple Xholic. It's not.
Oh, you mean X the anime?
I think so.
Yeah, because there's X.
Like I saw
X.
Yeah, I saw like a clip or an episode of it, and it was intriguing. And then I could never find anything else about it, and it kind of peeved me. And then I kind of just forgot about it.
Yeah, so like there was. It depends on because I like both. So there was a movie that came out first, and I think that delved away from the manga a little bit, and then there was a really.
Wow! I know.
And just jump up here like an a-hole.
Hey, Kunai. That's why I moved to town. That's why I moved to Inuyasha because I knew she was going to do it.
Well, it was so funny because it was just come in. Come here. You're on my bed. You need to hurry. Back to X.
Yes.
So X. I love that series.
I watched the movie that was supposed to be. I think that was what I watched. I watched the movie and it made no sense, but I really liked it.
Oh, it doesn't. Like another thing about it. I mean, X 1999 also kind of.
That was what I watched.
X 1999.
Yeah.
So X 1999 was the series. Oh no, that's the
movie.
That's they're called the same, but the movie was just called X. Yeah, just called X. And then the one that was like dubbed X 1999 was the series that came out in
There was another there was
1999.
another one. I think it was actually a manga I read for
Oh
it,
no,
and I think it was from
it
Jin.
takes place in 1999, even though it came out in like 92.
Yeah, because 1999 is like the future.
Well, it's weird because like the manga came out in 92 and it was set in 99, and then it went into hiatus, and then oh yeah, it's another one. It's another series that has been in hiatus for like ever. Like
Perma hiatus.
yeah, perma hiatus. Like it probably will never get finished ever.
Are you gonna come lay on me now?
Yeah, you know exactly what's going to be.
My baby.
No, but like in terms of old anime, X was awesome. I love X. I need to find that too.
Was there another one? It's like Vega or something like that.
Oh, it came out in 2001. That's when it came
There
out.
was
The series.
there was I think I don't know. I think I read the manga or part of it from
Vega.
because Jin had it, and it's called Vega or something like that.
Vega.
And like it was like a prince and a princess type thing, and like one of them like could produce a sword from their hand, and it was
I have no idea. I have
it,
no
it
idea.
was one of them
Because you said
really
Vega, and all I could think about was Street Fighter
no
2
not
series.
not that
That was a great series though.
I
Street Fighter 2.
yeah, but no, there are like a few obscure. You know what? You know which one really surprised me that came out. I remember reading again. This is from Jen, and this is when we were going to high school together.
Mm-hmm.
He brought a manga because one of our other friends, Dimitri, he was reading them too, and it was Escride.
Oh, that's correct.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I gotta find that too.
I
No one
read
talks
like a
about that.
part of the manga, and I was like, "That's interesting," and never read anything else, or never got to read anything else. And then fast forward a few years later, and all of a sudden, here's Toonami with Escride the anime, and I was just like, "Oh shit!" And mind you, the anime is extremely tame compared to what was in that manga. I could confirm that. But no, so that was really interesting to see that come out. So I remember watching Escride all the way through,
Mm-hmm.
and then I want to get Gungrave.
Or is it Scried? It's probably Scried. I don't even know.
It's like S dash cry
Dash
dash
Ed.
ed. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Cried. Because they say Scried in the
Yeah.
series.
I always said Escride.
That's such a good series though.
It
Like I
was.
remember the artist on that too. The character design is
Mhm.
also Mad Men. Same people that did the character design for like a bunch of Gundam stuff. Like later after Wing kind of stuff.
Mhm.
That's another one I was thinking about the same exact character designer, and there's another series that did besides Scried, and that was Infinite Revias. That was an amazing series.
I think I heard it, but I never saw it.
So essentially, it was kind of like Robinson Crusoe in space, sort of.
Mm.
So like it's set so that there's a set of ac- academy students that are like having their first time like setting a new course into space and doing this huge like kind of thing because it's a thing that all these academic people do, and then it gets taken over by a set of thugs and like freedom fighter kind of situation.
Oh.
What happened? And then basically they get rid. They get rid of a bunch of the adults that's supposed to be helping them. Some of them get killed, and essentially they all get stuck, like floating into space until eventually it happens. So you have this weird struggle between all these characters and like how they're gonna survive and what they do and some of like the conflicts that like each like all those groups in together have in that case. It's so cool. I love the series. The opening song is fire. Like it's just one of those usual like city pop like with a beautiful singer like song that you're just
Mhm.
gonna be like yeah and sing along like crazy. It's like the same as like that's another one we gotta buy is Yu Yu Hakusho.
I don't mind getting that one again.
No.
It's been a hot minute since I've watched anything Yu Yu Hakusho.
Gotta watch it. I want to watch it so bad. And then I think there's like stuff that oh yeah, there was a new OVA actually.
Mm.
Recently it came out like 2-3 years ago. I think like 4 years ago. And it kind of like goes a little bit after in the manga, and it's like it's real good. I heard because it came out as like kind of a movie. I heard it's real good, but we haven't gotten a dub of it yet.
There's some early ones that I want to get it. Like I actually want to watch. Like I want to watch Hellgirl. I remember I tried watching that when it was
So good.
on 4G, I think. I tried watching it.
No way it was on
No,
4G.
I don't remember which one.
No, it was on Adult Swim for a while.
No, it was on something else. I was another channel, but I tried watching that. But my sister at the time ratted me out to my mom, and my
Maybe it was
mom
on
saw me
Stars?
watching it. Huh?
Maybe it was on Stars?
Yes,
Okay.
maybe. Anyway, but my mom saw me watching it, and like she sat and like she's like, I got to make sure this is like appropriate, and like she
It's
watched
not.
it. No, but then she watched it, and she was like, I don't think you should be watching this, and I was like, there's nothing wrong with it, and she's like, you shouldn't be watching this, and I was just like, well. Basically, the anime is like she's giving them a chance to do something, and basically they're making wrong choices, and they suffer the consequences of
Well,
their actions.
the problem was less about that and more is like, the idea of like hell and things of that nature.
That's what she didn't like.
Even though like it has nothing to do with Christianity either. Like
No,
it has all the things
it's
to do
just
with like, Japanese lore.
yeah.
And that was like the biggest part that I really liked about
But
it.
I
Is
never
like
got to watch the whole thing because my mom was like, "You're not allowed to." And
well,
she
we'll
forbade
definitely
me,
sit down
so
and watch it because I really like it. I never watched the second season. I love the opening to the second season. I played that shit to death on like Stepmania.
You know what actually started me getting to watch it?
What?
It just looked pretty.
Yeah. Oh no, it's art's great. Series
And I
is
also
great.
remember seeing the main female character, the Hell Girl, like in some of the Triple X Holic stuff. I think.
Right. Yeah.
Because she or was she in that? No. Yes.
Who?
No.
What? No.
No.
No relation. Because that's Clamp.
Yeah, I know. My brain was
No relation. None at all.
my brain was like, what's that? No, but anyway, it was still pretty, and I wanted to watch it, but didn't get a chance to. So,
Right.
there's one that I was started watching at one point. It was him on late at night, and it was before like any of the other stuff on Adult Swim came on. Glifnir, Glafnir, Graf.
No, I think you got it right. Glifnir.
Glifnir. It's the one where like the guy takes the pictures and he ends up with superpowers because the weird girl
No,
in the underground.
he ends up with superpowers. Is that what
Yeah,
you're
he
saying?
can like blow things up by looking through a camera.
Oh, Speed Grapher.
That's what it was, Speed Grapher.
Yeah,
I
that's the one
watched
that
bits and pieces of it
oh God, who's
because
the
I
main
was trying to
character?
figure out what was going on. And at some point, I just
Chris Abbott was playing the main
Yes.
character of that. That is
yeah. I stopped
'Cause then
watching
you
after
forget-
she.
go ahead.
I stopped watching after the female cop knocked him out and then proceeded to have sex with his unconscious body.
Yeah, well, he's also a giant perv like the entire time. That's also the reason why it was ridiculous because like when he's taking these pictures, he's also like picturing like sex with them sometimes. And like remember like you have to like the first episode alone like tells you the whole like what you're going to be feeling, what you're going to be seeing or like seeing in terms
I
of
never
like
understood
content.
how they got the powers. Was it because of the girl?
I don't remember. Like I watched
That's the part I was just like, okay, but how? What?
the last time I watched it was when Crunchyroll became a paid service.
Well, no, yeah. There's some animes that I'm like, I can do without watching this again, and the other ones I'm like, I'm curious.
Yeah,
but
no, I want to buy Speed Grapher because I watched that when I was a kid, and I definitely should have.
should not
Like,
have.
no, let's see. That was the thing a lot about '90s stuff. There were so many.
There were so many things we should not have
There
watched,
was
even in
I mean,
America.
that was American cartoons alone, but like even worse. So I was like, because anime was just as bad about experimentation as like comics and fucking everything was experimentation in the '90s, which is why it's so good. But like with anime,
How far can we get away with?
It was literally just like in cartoons. How far can we get away with, coming up with these weird ideas? Like the things that came out of Gynax in like the 80s and 90s, you could not
Gosh,
tell
I'm trying
if
to
they
make sure
were,
you don't fall.
you could not tell like at all, like if they weren't just like on acid on like at all times.
I
'Cause,
question that sometimes.
which is bad because most of the anime I want to get back is Gynax films because Gynax was like my go-to studio, and they were, to be fair, Gynax was like fucking up here in terms of there was like
Gynax was like the top at the time.
they were the most popular studio at the time. There was Gynax and everyone else was like here, like it did not fucking matter who they were.
Trash.
Yeah, Production IG, no one cares.
No, they had some pretty good ones. They did Initial D, didn't they?
Well, yeah, well, like you have Initial D, you have Ghost in the Shell. I'm talking about the 90s.
Wait, who did Akira?
Akira was under Production IG.
That's what I thought. No, it was Production IG and Gynax. They were the two big ones.
Yes, I was just thinking about Ninja Scroll too. I was planning to buy that again.
Oh, I
Hey, Johnny.
thought I thought I'd watch Ninja Scroll, but I actually got Ninja Scroll mixed up with Basculus. I watched Basculus.
I mean, it's pretty.
Part
That's
of me
also
was
pretty
really
gruesome,
sad
but
about
it's
the
not.
ending.
It's not like first scene is rape kind of like
No.
kind of shit.
No, but I was really sad with the way the ending of Basculus happened because the two main characters I was rooting for, obviously the two like heads of the warring clans,
Mhm.
They're like it's like a Romeo and Juliet style like anime. That's what that was.
Oh yeah,
If you think
yeah.
about it, it was like a Romeo and Juliet style with ninjas and a scroll of who can kill who first.
I mean, it was. I do. It's a really good anime.
It
To be
was.
fair, I really, really like that series.
But, I was really sad at the end because what happened. I don't wanna spoil it in case anyone hasn't seen it, but
Yeah.
that one was a good one.
Actually, is
Um,
Akira from? I want to say, but
I
I don't
wanna say
think
it's
that's true.
that looks like
I don't
production
think that's
ID.
true.
Bye,
88.
Juliet. Oh, there you are. No,
Let's
don't lay
see.
on me.
Kira. Damn, that was a lot of money back in the day.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, like it only like it was a budget of like $5 million.
That's a lot back then.
Yeah, in the 80s.
Was it just a movie or a series?
Movie.
Okay.
It was a movie based off of manga, but
Yeah, but have you seen, like,
even in the
behind the
movie
scenes on how
only,
they animated some of that stuff?
yeah, it's insane.
Like, they broke, like, a lot of, like, production ground and, like, new techniques and everything
Yes,
for future animes.
but Akira literally changed the game of animation at the
Yep.
time. Like in the next like year, especially like things like Gainax, like there was a lot of themes and a lot of like things that were taken as like inspiration for that. It was amazing. Where's the production company? No, it was Tokyo Music Senensha.
Oh.
And it was distributed Toho. But
Oh.
no, like Gainax also did Evangelion. So there's that. Speaking of which, what was it? The rebuild movies.
For Evangelion?
Yeah, they all
They
came out
just
on Amazon
don't
now.
quit.
Huh?
They just don't quit. I
Well,
thought
no. Remember there was a huge hiatus, remember? Like so you had 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, and then 3.1 3.0 plus 1.0 plus 1. Didn't the switch because the other three
'cause I
came
know
out like a
I
year
knew
in each
those
other.
movies were kinda semi-reboot for the series.
Yes, essentially it's a reimagining of the series. Even though it's kind of meta too. So
Yeah.
like I watched the first two movies. I haven't watched the last two, but they're all on Amazon Prime now, so now we can watch them all.
Mm.
But like you still kind of if you never watched Evangelion, you still should watch the original series before you watch the rebuilds. Like I was just talking to
Just
Quentin
be
about
prepared
this.
for a lot of what the fuckery at some point
Oh
because
no,
at
you
some
won't.
point the plot you're just like, "What? Wait, what's
You
happening?"
won't understand a goddamn thing that's happening in that damn thing.
But then you look at it and you go, "Ooh, pretty robot."
Yeah, like and the
Angst.
movie's so good. Like they're so good. I heard a lot of good things about the last one too, so
Yeah.
I can't wait. But this is the last of the series. Like cuz there was a huge thing about like there was a delay afterwards cuz they were coming out in the year and then like a year after came out delayed and then delay and then COVID hit and so they didn't finish it then. There was one time they had to redo the whole movie, I think. And so it didn't
I
come
don't
out to
remember
this
why.
year. So
But yeah. So, yeah, the old school collection is eventually gonna happen.
oh, I want it so
I'm
bad.
debating whether I wanna get the Full Metal Alchemist series, like, both of them. Don't know if I wanna invest in that because 'cause I'm like, I'm already investing in the manga.
I think Brotherhood would be a good idea
Yeah.
because, it is I have to agree that, Brotherhood is the better of the two in terms of
Yes.
series. I still think there are certain parts to the first series I
Oh, for
like a little
sure.
bit better than Brotherhood. I think the whole situation with Sam Tucker is done way better. Like it's portrayed way better in the first
Well,
series.
because that one, like, there are certain things, and like, even like the Japanese animators and everything, and the American ones were talking about how, like, obviously, Full Metal Alchemist, the first series, up to a certain point, follows exactly how the manga goes, and then kind of goes "Meh,"
Yeah.
into a different direction.
If
Because
I remember correctly, both of them kind of dove away from the manga a little
no,
bit.
no,
Or is it like
the
straight?
Brotherhood follows the manga. Because
Okay.
by the time Brotherhood came out, the manga was like a few chapters before ending, and then when it
Right.
ended, so then the anime was able to keep up.
Mhm.
The first one up until about after spoilers Mace Hugh's death.
Mhm.
Then
It's been a long time.
yeah, if you don't know, then so up until about Mace Hughes, and I think the raid on the Doctor,
Mhm.
they end up in Brotherhood. They kind of condensed it a little bit, but changed it to match the manga a little bit more versus what the original anime did.
Right.
So because they don't wanna focus on that too much. Mind you, they did focus on, like, like, the big parts, like the Shao Tucker scenes, the
Yeah.
part May's passing away and everything, and stuff.
Yeah.
And, the big scenes like that, they kept in focus, but, like, the ending with Ed outside of Shell Tucker's place and them taking, like, Nina, like, the whatever thing into custody and stuff, and, like, Ed's just breaking down with Al next to him.
Yeah.
It's way more impactful in the first one, and then in the other one, like, even if you've seen the first one, it's way more impactful, but if you haven't seen it, then it's still impactful in Brotherhood, luckily, because they
Right.
kept that there. And what pisses me off so much about the movie, the live action movie they did, is they tried to do that, but because of how fast paced and how messed up they were doing the movie in terms of like order and everything, you didn't get that.
Right.
Can you remember like it came to that scene and he was like, "We couldn't even save her." And I was just like, this does nothing for me."
Yeah. Yeah. It is unfortunate.
But yeah, yes,
change how Scar is?
yeah.
Like completely?
No, Scar stayed true. What they changed was Shao Tucker.
Oh,
Cause
yeah.
like, he gets set free, Scar doesn't kill him, he runs
Piss
off to,
off.
like, this weird homunculus facility thing that, like, he never even was supposed to go to in the first place, because
Right.
supposedly he was working with Father. It was this weird thing that the movie did, and, like, literally looked at him and went, "What the hell are you doing?"
All right.
Because they were trying to the movie I think they were trying to do was crush in and cram in all this really cool neat stuff from the manga and the anime, but it just
It was like the
because
same issue.
the way they ended the movie was like they were going to end it like it was going to be a part two, but I think it bombed in both American and Japanese box offices and stuff,
Well,
and it just
the thing about it is I don't know why Netflix does this because I that makes less sense. I know most of the time in anime is never like made because they want an anime. It's made because it's to sell the manga most of the time.
yes,
Like as far as I've seen, it's been like that. Like I don't understand why Netflix is so ingrained into anime. Like I
because they're trying to
let
get
me
on that
specify
hype train. They're
something.
trying to get into that money bank.
I am incredibly what money? Like it's not like they're making that much money out of it.
People subscribing.
Yes, but I don't think that I still think it's a shot in the dark in terms of it. Maybe they're seeing I think they're seeing something that like other people aren't seeing. I do think that anime is on the forefront. I mean, it's great that,
Yeah,
we can go to like Publix and find like a random dude that we're talking to and talk about something on anime and things of that nature. And
instead of before it was like you wore like a small paraphernalia and they give you that look of yeah.
well, it's like what's worse about it, you'll have the you have to do like the weird nod thing where you're
Yeah,
just like, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
okay, but never say anything. Like you're not allowed to like talk about
No.
like whether you like it or not.
Now
Like
I
in
can go
not in
to
the public.
Now I can take my 30-year-old self into the Publix with the Deku My Hero Academia shirt, and the person who's manning the self-checkout goes, "I like your shirt."
Yeah, like every time. And then like, well, I always end up a conversation because of my tattoos.
Yeah.
So like almost every single time.
You got
Like
into a decent conversation with somebody at MegaCon while we were in
yeah,
line.
because he was. I think it was like he never thought of that as an idea, like
Well,
for like to have like a nerd arm. And I
that
didn't
and I
even
think he noticed your tattoo, and then, like, he started noticing there was more to it,
yeah.
and he was just like, "Oh, shit."
Well, actually, I think because like everyone else always notices the D20 first, which
Yeah.
is really
Well, I mean,
interesting.
it is very prominent.
I
That or the Captain America shield.
yeah, but no one. So it's weird. I don't get Captain America as much. Like I think that's the least I get. The ones I see the most is D&D,
Mhm.
probably the most. Swordfish, which I always love
You've
because
gotten a
someone
few
always
Dragon Balls when they can catch the
yeah,
Dragon Ball.
if someone sees me from the back, it's almost always Dragon Ball. That always almost shows up. And then like I have to show everything else because people can't see it as well, like because of the background art. But
Mhm.
like every time I hear swordfish, I get so happy, like because like
Yeah, because they recognize it.
yeah, they recognize the swordfish, but by name, like no one really like goes that hard. Like I only know like a couple people that I
You
know.
either get Swordfish or you get, "Oh, Cowboy Bebop."
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm fine with getting that answer, but like going that hard is fine. I mean, like, the only other person I know who would get that every time is Johnny.
Yeah.
Welcome, Johnny.
Hello.
But like, yeah, I mean, I always excited, but like, I thought it was more interesting when people ask that question about like, oh, like, what do you mean did you decide to do something like this? And I was like, well, it's just because like I didn't really want to like have a. My only thing was is the fact I wanted an amalgamation of everything I loved, like about it, and try to give like like a homage to like something that like really is like a part of my life heavily. So it's just like, all right, let me put down a
I'm
bunch of stuff that, you know,
I'm still
like I
debating
think
whether I
about.
want to do something like that. Like the most I've got is my Doctor Who tattoo, but it's
Right.
very simplistic. And like I want to maybe do a Full Metal Alchemist one, but a lot of the Full Metal Alchemist ones that I look at, like they've already been like overdone, and I don't want to necessarily do it. Rivka's Full Metal Alchemist tattoo I really liked. She got Al's symbol on the back of her neck.
You mean, was it Rivka or Lydia?
Rivka.
Oh
Lydia,
no, you're right. You're right. She does have it in the back of her neck. I completely forgot about that.
yeah, she had Al's
Hmm.
blood seal on the back of her neck.
No, because like, what was it? Lydia's is a
Lydia at
cover up,
one
isn't it?
yes, Lydia had a toxic symbol,
Oh, a toxic
and then
symbol.
she got that covered up with what's supposed to be
Hmm.
the gate of truth.
Yeah.
Um she's still 50-50 about it, I think, because like the way they did it kind of made it look semi-tribal.
Oh yeah, I remember
So
that.
but
Oh, tribal sucks.
yeah, but it's the gate of truth.
Another shitty thing about a shitty thing that came out of the 90s though.
We're not gonna talk about that. But I'm still debating whether I want to get anything like done about that because like Elise wants to, if she ever gets a chance to come back out this way, she wants me and her to go get matching tattoos, like just something
Hmm.
small. And I showed her the TikToker that I showed you that does like the little sharing matching
Yeah,
tattoos
yeah,
that you
yeah.
can get, like little small things. We were talking about maybe doing Final Fantasy, and the only thing we could come up with that's like super simple and stuff, because a lot of the Final Fantasy 7, a lot of the Final Fantasy 7 tattoos we see are extremely like detailed and they're big pieces, and we don't want that.
The only thing I
So,
could think of is like a chocobo.
no, she doesn't want the chocobo though. I
Okay.
asked her, I was like, why don't we just do like a phoenix down? She's like, yeah, but then somebody's gonna get that confused or something. I was like, okay, what about a phoenix down with like the mana crystal things? Yeah, that's kind of like how we were. And then we were talking about maybe what about we do like Legend of Dragoon, because me and her absolutely love Legend of Dragoon.
Legend of Dragoon is
But the things that are, like, iconic to Legend of Dragoon are the dragon pearls, and
yeah.
the dragon pearls are basically a colored sphere with a slit in the
Well,
middle.
I know you guys are like Seven fans. You could just do the symbol of it, the moon, like the not the moon, but
That's what we were
Midgard's
thinking
planet, like
too,
crap,
but we
like
weren't sure. She was thinking about maybe doing, something with Red 13, like, maybe his feather. I forgot what we came up with, but nothing's set in stone right now.
yeah.
This was just us, me
I
and her pretty much going, "What would we
I
do?"
mean, I
Like,
do
how
agree that it's really hard because the only thing I can think of that's simple is like, and then in terms of FF7 is Chocobo. Like
Yeah,
I
but
could
sh
think of thousands of others. Like a Moogle would be.
yeah.
I would go with a Moogle because I love the Moogle, especially in 9.
I saw a really funny one, that somebody got. It was, the Tomberry,
Hmm.
and I think it was a Tomberry. That's the one with, like, the monk hood and, like, the knife and, like
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
Tom Berry.
So, they had it there, and, like, they had it where, like, the Tomberry standing there with, like, the thing, and then, like, the knife's out, and then it just has, "Bonk" in next to it. So, I was just like, "That's cute." But we're still, like, we haven't set anything in stone about it because 'cause we're just kinda like, we have time." And I showed Lydia, I accidentally sent her a video with that matching tattoo stuff. Oh, no, I sent her the video of the My Hero one that we saw.
Oh
We had
yeah,
the invisible girl,
yeah.
and she was just like, "I don't get it. I just see blank pages." And I was just like, "Oh, no, it's a joke on the invisible girl." And she goes, "Oh, but the getting matching tattoo idea sounds really good." So now she's kinda like, "Hmm." So I'm somewhere on my body is gonna be like the friendship sharing tattoo
Yeah.
area.
So it was mentioned single line Buster Sword outline.
Ooh. Hmm.
Johnny, that does not sound like a bad
That
idea.
does not sound like a bad
We'll
idea.
write that down.
Yes.
Make sure to get
I can
that
get a
to.
phoenix feather on mine, and she can get red 13th feather.
Yeah, well, that's something. But it doesn't feel like matching. You know what I mean?
Well, still get the sword, but have the 2 different feathers.
Oh, that wouldn't be a bad idea at all. But yeah, like single line Buster Sword doesn't sound like
I
awesome.
don't mind that because I like the simplicity of my Doctor Who one because it's just like a
Hmm.
single line. Thank you, Johnny.
Yeah. God, I'm just ready to get
Ooh,
like
but here's
lit
the
in it again.
question: which version of the Buster Sword? Advent
Obviously,
Children,
no. Obviously the original.
classic
Yeah, obviously
OG.
the original.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it'd be weird to use the Avid Children because that'd be just too much. I think like the simplicity of the original Buster Sword would be fine.
for us, if we ever got what?
Johnny only knows 97, 97 version.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, that's the good version.
It's the good version.
Like, don't
It's
get me
fine.
wrong, the remake is really fun and really
The remake of the game is so good.
so good. We need to finish it.
Yeah, we need to finish it because they changed a lot.
Yes.
And then well, we still gotta hope to get a PS5 so we can play flipping retrograde.
Don't
Flipping
remind me.
stupid.
But no, then I think if me and you got matching tattoos, I almost want to do Soul Eater because I feel like that was like really instrumental for like the both of us somehow.
Well, Soul Eater was like something we really got obsessed with together.
Yes.
Um, and it's easier than Genjiken.
We can do this. Yes.
It's just there would be literally no way of doing Genjiken.
No. Because I feel like with Soul Eater we can get the sun and moon.
Yeah, that's a possibility. That's the only. There's a couple others I was thinking about, but
Like there's multiple ones. Like
Yeah.
again, that was just an idea. But like we saw like some of the stuff that they had on that one videos. So
Mhm.
the ideas and possibilities are endless.
Yeah, because there's nothing on this wall that like says something about the both of us either. That I thought about it. At least on the shelf. This is mostly my setup and
Well, I mean, this is your office. That's kind of why most of your stuff is in here.
well,
And then
yeah, but
well,
like
B stars.
B-stars, yes, but I don't think it's like the only closest thing I would get to that is like a silent voice, and that's not.
That's in my office.
That's in your office, and also
Way
that'd
of
be
the
kind
house
of hard.
husband's funny, but I don't think I'd want to get anything tattooed on
Yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah. Food Wars.
Food Wars. No, the entire recipe from season.
Oh
episode
God,
one.
there's gotta be gotcha roast.
I kind of want to make that one day, but I
Yeah.
feel like you wouldn't like it because you don't really like mashed potatoes, and that's what he did.
I'm not a roast guy either. Well, I'm not
No.
like that type of roast guy either. I would love to taste. No, there's a there's a set of like sushi, like a rainbow sushi that I really like. That I really would love to try. There's some stuff like in the like season 2 that I really
There
really
was
like.
I think it was an udon bowl, or a
Yeah.
type of don bowl that I wanted.
Yeah, it was a Don Bowl. That was the Don Bowl
Yeah, I think they had
competition
egg
because
in
that was
it.
the one with the meat girl was doing.
Yeah, and like they were both interning or partnershiping at a restaurant, and they ran out of meat, but he did some like weird thing where they ended up.
No. I'm talking about the first one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm talking about because they did a Don one there, and they were doing. It was a usual competition because the challenge was to get her to join the club.
yeah,
She
if she
won,
yeah.
but she ended up joining anyways.
Because she found the challenge with him interesting and the cooking was fun.
Yeah, she was also kind of forced into it because I think she was into
Something.
the main character. She was kind of like main character. Blah blah blah. Anyways,
It
yeah, I can't think of anything on the shelf because like
doesn't have to be anything.
no, I was just thinking like straight off the shelf because like this is like
This is mostly all you.
amalgamation of things that we got recently and stuff that I have since like college, and technically a little bit of high school as well because I got my first
some of
set
your
of
other stuff down here.
yeah. Well, the anime from my first manga I ever read is over there, which is Psychic Academy, which is not a good series.
But you liked it.
Yeah, but it's well, I really liked it, but I was also like a degenerate like high school boy, so like
I think the mangas that I still have that were like definitely from high school are going to be my Trinity Blood series, and I didn't keep a whole lot of them because I never was able to finish a lot of them.
and then I got these babies.
I don't want to know how far behind you are on those. What, 2?
4. There's 8. There's 8 now. There's
Oh my god!
I'm 4 behind. There's 4 out there, and these are like
that's gonna be Christmas for you.
well, like if you find them at the right times, depending on which ones, you get them, but for about 35 MSRP, they're 50 each. But a lot of times I find them on Amazon for like 35.
Well, the problem is their pricing is gonna go up too, just because like the creator's gone.
Yeah, but these were in full production.
Oh yeah, so.
Yeah, so like and now my only thing is the demand might go higher, but I'm not sure because I've been checking online and it hasn't been that bad.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, like not yet. What's weird is the one next to this was 50, but the one next to that one was 35.
I think I need to get the next Full Metal Alchemist one. I think 14 or 15.
Oh yeah.
We can't be too far off from being completed because like the original series was like 27.
For which one?
Full Metal Alchemist,
How many do you have?
13 or 14.
I would say you're probably gonna get there about like either.
You think
You said one is one and a. It's 1.5, isn't it?
Yeah,
More likely like 22.
that's what I'm thinking too.
Like 22, maybe 20 if they decide to like
Cram.
increase and cram some in there. Yeah, I would say 22 because like if it's 1.5, if it's 1.5, you can get quite a bit out of it, like in there.
And
You
now I gotta get the Soul Eater one because you started that. And I don't,
Yeah,
part
the
of me wants
was
to,
a perfect edition or whatever.
something like that. One of me, I wonder if I should get the Hellsing stuff too because they're doing that in giant books like the Berserker.
Oh yeah.
And they
Oh, and
actually,
Helsing.
yeah, and they actually look really good.
Yeah, there's like 3 out right now. I think.
Yeah.
3 just came out recently because there was 2 when I found them.
It hurts. It hurts so much.
Why can't we have things like All You Need Is Kill when it's just like one like volume? Because technically it's 2. If I recall, that right there is 2 volumes technically.
I enjoy like the small volume things because like the Silent Voice and Cat Paradise were like 5, 7 volumes.
There's something else in here. It's not that long of a series.
Uh,
Oh no,
Wait, the
it's
House Husband?
no, technically
No,
that's
it's
still
still
going.
going.
No, it's somewhere here. No, where the hell is it?
It might be out there.
It's probably is out there. Genjiken's not that long. It's
No,
only 9 volumes.
that's not bad.
The first season. There is another. There's a second one that follows Ojiwe, but I think that's not even that long either. What's another one? Because that's 9. Welcome to HK is only 8. Shakano Shana is only 3.
I have Beastmaster, which is not the one from the other series, but 2 volumes.
Yeah, that's what I was like. 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, a lot of this stuff is like Shonen Jump stuff, and they're all going a lot. Like, Komi Can't Communicate is already in closing out in the 20s. Bakuman has.
I know we're
close to
behind
30.
on One Punch.
Yeah,
And
One
Food
Punch
Wars.
is One Punch is in the 20s.
Food Wars is getting close to the 30s unless they finished. Food Wars is up here.
Yeah, but I was trying to remember. Beastars is finished, but that has 20. It's 27 volumes.
Yeah, I did manage to read all that though.
Yeah,
It was a good ending.
I haven't finished it.
It's nice.
Finished it. Part of me is like just hoping I'll just like get them all, but like I don't. I only think they're like in like the teens. Like what was it, up to 4? They're not even like, they haven't even found the killer at that point. at 4,
No.
like, oh god, I think
They
it's like
haven't.
volume 7 when they get to that point. They actually start like the next like big arc.
Yeah.
Um,
Which binging the entire season of the second season of Beastars
Beastars in like one night.
Yeah. I felt so short, but at the same time, I was like, oh no, we watched a few episodes.
Well, like it was just like the first, because I felt the same with the first season. I was like, damn, that's like real quick, and it's like this just went through like 4 volumes at once. Actually, can you grab number 4? I'm very curious of like where that is. Like, I cannot remember off the top of my head like how far this goes. I figured that was gonna happen. I was like, you do know where it's leaning, right?
Deku, no!
Like you drop both of them, not just one, both.
And they did not.
Ugh. Where's the cat? Oh
She's right
my
here.
god, you almost dropped it on the cat.
No, sorry. Okay, so
Because I thought.
no, yeah, this is right after he rescues Haru from the gang.
Oh my god. No, actually, that's not that long then.
No.
I think it's like 5 or 6. I think it's 5 or 6 when the next part starts, because after that is the whole No, I think in the next. No, it's the next volume. He actually he fights what's his face, and then it ends, because that part ends because it's not that much longer after you write, because all of second season is just, yeah, no, that makes sense, because shit, hold on, no, because that means, because if that's the case, that means the first season went through the first 4 volumes. So it's assume that the second season is the same.
Season is a little bit.
Right. And so assuming that, so no, I don't know, I probably was right. It's probably 7 or 8 before it gets to that point. And they're in the teens. Which in the teens, if I recall, is when he first meets the current Beastar.
Yeah, that's about the time that Melon starts showing up.
Well, he has the whole thing with the current Beastar, and he doesn't meet Melon until like a volume later.
Oh no, that's right, because he meets the current Beastar because his grandfather.
And then, yeah, because he kicks the shit out of him.
His grandfather did. No.
Remember, he literally beat the shit out of him.
Wait.
Uh, the current Beastar beat the shit out of
Oh,
Legacy.
yeah.
Yeah, because he first met him,
And he was just
because
he thought he was a pansy.
he found out who he was. No,
Yeah.
he found out who he was because he was trying to find him for a while. And then like he found out who that was, and it was like, all right, I got to bring him in because I'm still pissed off at his grandfather.
Turned me down.
It's so lame. It was, how dare you not come with me? Thanks for the follow, Nick.
Thank you.
But like, oh my god, it was so lame. It's so lame. I remember all of that now because it was so stupid. Basically, he follows him, figures out who he is, and then invites him randomly to his place. Tells him who he is, and then is like, I know your grandfather. Punch. And like,
I really want to see how the anime does the scene where he like gets shot and then sees his mom.
And you mean Melon shoots him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like he goes through that whole like verge of death thing and he ends up seeing his mom and like they kind of go through that little like explanation of his mom and stuff.
Oh yeah. That's an interesting
it was so
way.
deep.
Yeah, that's such an interesting way of them showing the whole like what he's dealing with, and whether he's gonna die, and the last thing he remembers is like his like the unfortunate situation with his mother. Yeah. Which because they've spent so long kind of like earring by about like, oh yeah, he's half this or quarter reptilian.
Yeah, but like no one really knows that. Like,
yeah, no one.
Except
well, he doesn't, because he looks a
um,
lot like a wolf. He looks a lot like his
dad,
dad.
biological father.
Yeah, he looks like his biological father, but he has like the height of like his grandfather and like all
jaw
the
strength.
all the strength that came with it and shit of that nature.
Because like I don't remember.
I'm not gonna lie though, I love later version of Legacy than like school version. I mean, it was just because I really like.
Well, he matured because if you think about it, he kind of ends up maturing.
Yeah, well, that's the point. It's sort of a coming of age part of it, but I also love the side characters in that as well.
The random chicken. That's the author's favorite character, and then she wears like a chicken head because of it.
Oh yeah, because that's.
And her father apparently worked on some other like big time manga.
Yeah.
Remember which one?
And because mind you, this is only like the second manga she worked on.
Yeah. But this is all hers. That was her baby.
Mm-hmm. Because it was based off like a webcomic she did.
Yes.
Or like a one shot.
Yeah, and then I think her dad may have encouraged her. I don't know.
Who knows? All I know is I'm glad she made it. She's actually working on another one very soon. So I'm excited to see it.
I rather enjoy the art style because it's very unique, but at the same time, I like that semi-sketchy look that it has.
It just lends to the story. I think that's the thing, because it lends to its
feeling.
Well, it lends to like, you know, the introspective look into like what does it mean to integrate two separate species that, you know, by biological standpoint, you know, do not mix, right? You know, it didn't do that very well. BNA.
That one.
BNA was like a really half-assed way of talking of like dealing with like prejudice.
Yeah.
It was okay. It turned from like it was okay and kind of surface level to like, wait, you just like basically said like everything you were just talking about kind of just went out the window at this point.
Yeah, it's really weird.
I was like, wait, it's right to be prejudiced to it, like.
Yeah, and at the ending they made it seem like that whatever they did like fixed everything. I'm like, no.
You know what it was? It was like the plot of Zootopia, except the part where she makes the mistake of like saying what she said about like how like by birth they're like, you know, they're done that way.
Yeah.
That's why like everything happened. It's genetics that happen that way. And like, you know, they get mad and they learn that it's not just genetics. There's actually people doing some shit.
You know what cracked me up about?
They just said, no, it's totally genetics.
Totally shit. You know what cracked me up about Brand New Animal? Is that like they mentioned the fact that she can shapeshift and like, oh, you're just, and they just pass it off. Oh, you're a Tanuki. That's why. But no, like there's nobody else who can do what she's doing, and nobody else is questioning this.
Right?
What?
It's so weird. Like,
and then they're like, oh, it's because you got the transfusion of animal with the beastman blood. That's why. Like, still no.
Speaking of the people that did BNA and also did Little Witch Academia, I'm excited for Oh, what's it called?
Is it the
Star Wars Visions. I haven't
Yeah.
watched the new trailer yet, but like
Apparently, that's like all the hype for it.
oh my, I have been so excited. I've been you know me, I love anthologies and anime anthologies so much.
Oh, I know.
I'm obsessed with Halo Legends. And there's another one I need to buy by Animatrix, like because that came out in like 2001 before
Yeah.
the second one came out because it was supposed to be like a bridge between the first and the second one,
Yeah.
which there's a lot. I mean, like try to go through the whole like background of the Matrix and how it was created, and it's two separate episodes, and it's in the spectrum of like this empty omnipotent like voice of a sentient program thing. It's so meta. It's insane. My least favorite out of that whole one is probably the one that ends up with the dude that's super obsessed with Neo, like from Reloaded. You know
Oh, yeah.
the guy that's in there because the the anime that precedes that or comes afterwards, I can't remember. I think it was around the same time. Basically, what happens is he's in a program and he gets chased and he sees he's getting chased, very similar to what happened to Neo.
Mm.
And essentially, Neo saves him in the same vein that Neo was saved in that way.
Yeah.
And he just becomes obsessed with him since, and basically like spends his entire time looking for him. Not in the anime, but like you learn in the movie that he's been spending a shitload of time looking for him for some reason.
Weird. But no, yeah, I get it. No. What else is there?
I don't know.
I
In
don't know.
terms of anthologies, like
No, but just like anything new coming up that I'm looking forward to.
I mean, there's so much anime we have
We
in the
just
summer that we haven't even started.
I
Like,
don't even know
God,
I don't even want to watch Geek Gut's like summer anime thing.
no, I
'Cause, like,
can't. You cannot because like I was thinking, I see it in my recommended, and I'm like, there is no point in me watching this because I know for a fact that it'll be horrible because it will spoil me a little bit, and I don't want to like feel like I should watch anime like all of this just because it just
I
makes me feel bad.
yeah.
So I rather just like finally go in and be like, I'm gonna watch all of this because I also don't want. So like, I have my coworker who's an analyst of mine, kind of treats me as a senpai. Really weird. Like when I think it's really weird when he out of nowhere like says senpai, does like kind of the weeb thing and just saying like, you know, romanizations of like Japanese words and things. It's only weird to me now because, you know, we have someone that like, you know, speaks and like practices
like
fluent
semi
semi-fluent like setup. She hasn't done her like test or exams yet, but like semi-fluent, and now that I know a lot more about the culture,
Mm,
not at the theatrical English, I'm still shitty at writing it.
it's okay. I've forgotten some of it.
But like, yeah, now I'm like there. I'm like, okay, all right. But like he only started like in 2019, has been going hard ever since. And so like talking to him about anime has been really nice.
It's good.
Because he's been kind of staying on point. I'm just kind of like, hold on.
Me and Lydia are constantly going, yeah, we need to catch up on that.
Well, okay, so because we were having a conversation about that, which means Lydia, at some point we're gonna have to have another conversation, the three of us, and you
Mm-hmm.
know, because it's that time. Uh, um, I remember we were talking about the fact that the problem with this year is that everything is fucking stacked,
Yeah.
and it's hard. And we were saying that we need a shitty season. There needs to be a shitty season
us a
so we
break.
can just skip shit and then like catch up on all the other shit because I'm still got like 3 anime I got to catch up on the spring. There's still shit
I've
on the
been like
winter
back
that
and
I
forth
always
and
wanted to
watching
watch.
the continuation of Slime.
Yeah, and we never watched that.
The only one I like saw through like fully through was the spring anime for I got Reincarnated Spider, so now what? That's the only one that I've like watched all the way through.
There was we finished we did My Hero. There's something else in the fall I was
We
watching.
didn't no, we binged half of My Hero and
Half
then
of
we
it.
stopped for the other half, which is still going.
We'll say the first core of
Yeah.
season 5.
I watched the first episode of this case study of Vanitas, which I found really interesting.
I've been wanting to watch that for a while. It took me a minute to understand what you were saying, but like, yeah, I've been interested in watching that for a while.
And then there was some other stuff that I wanted to watch, but can't
There's a
remember.
bunch of stuff I want to watch, and then you have Kobayashi's second season. But like,
We
we
need
both
to
talked
watch
about
the
we
first season so we can watch the
look
second
look.
season.
Well, you know, after this, it's only like what 9:48. We can watch some. We can watch some episodes.
Are you gonna fall asleep like you did last time?
No, I won't be. It was a food coming last time, and you know it. Like
I know.
what would we ate something like was super fulfilling. I'm just like,
I forgot what you
cool.
ate. You ate
uh,
a lot, and you were just like,
yeah. I mean, I made it through. I remember everything that happened in it.
"Do you?"
Yeah.
Okay.
I would by the next episode, I will know exactly
Yeah,
what's
because
happening.
like, is this gonna be like that? Is this gonna be one of those like animes where like it lulls you off to sleep?
No, no. I generally find it funny because I love that series so much, and the same people that did Nichijou worked on it.
I still want to cosplay one of the characters from it, but it's gotten to the point where it's so over cosplayed that I'm like, nope, I'm done.
Oh, you mean that one dragon? You know,
All of them.
all of them in
Yeah.
general. You want to cosplay every single one of them?
Oh no, not every single one of them. Either Kobayashi. I don't want to do
Well, well, it wouldn't
Loco.
be Kobayashi.
No, or not Kobayashi.
I don't remember any of the names, so it's okay.
I don't want to do Loco, the one with the multicolor hair, because I
True.
can't wear the shorts or the tank top. Um, I have to see some of the new characters. There's this one new character that like she's got humongous tits and like dragon
Is
arms.
she new? She shows up in like the
She's in
first one.
season 2.
You talking about a quizzical or whatever? She has
I can't
like
do
she
her.
always wears a hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in the first season.
No, that's not her though. That's not who I'm talking about. This is the
Oh,
character
that's
that
a
shows
whole
up in the
nother
second season.
character. Because I was like, I mean, I remember big tits. Like I remember
No,
her.
no, bigger than her.
Oh, that's terrifying.
I know.
Okay. There's no way you want to cosplay Fafnir. No way. You want to cosplay Fafnir? All black.
No, I don't. I really want to get like I want to find a character that I'm like willing to crossplay.
And there's no way you want to cosplay Kana. That's weird.
No, she's too cute. I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can convince Lydia maybe.
And you're talking about Toru.
Toru, that's yes.
Toru's the main
I can
character.
do Toru, but I just she's so overdone.
I feel like what's her quits or whatever is way more overdone than me.
Oh no, she is for sure.
Because it's like big tits. Okay, let's easy. It's also an easier one because she doesn't wear anything ridiculous. It's really just
shorts and tank top.
Yeah,
it's getting the wig and the horns that are tricky.
Yeah, and then sometimes you get the person that does the actual contact because she has like one eye.
Yeah, but she's got these really weird eyes.
Yeah, well, she has her regular.
No, they're two different.
They're two. Well, I say she has the regular like green like kind of slanted eye, and the other one is a like more like inside out like yellowish look.
Yeah,
it's
just weird.
Yeah, it's like it's a weird reptile kind of thing. It's weird.
Well, it kind of goes with the fact that she's an Aztec and
yeah, she's Aztec.
But no, I want to do one of them one day maybe. But there's also characters that I want to try and crossplay, but I just don't know who yet.
Right.
Also, I'm just lazy. That's why I don't do cosplay too often. I'm too lazy for it.
Right.
That and money.
Well, like I don't know. That's the only thing I was kind of annoyed with. Well, actually, Jax was really, really cheap when you really think about it.
Well, let's not talk about how much that shirt cost and what we did to it.
Yeah, that was what, a $35 like Under Armour.
Yep.
And then we put a bunch of glue on it.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, we almost cut it.
We thought about cutting it, and then we
last minute we just said fudge it.
Well, we learned it was going to be too hard to do it.
I would have had to have done a lot of weird like
it would have been too hard to work with it.
Yeah.
And it would have been easier to keep it on, and we knew it was fine. And it got to a point where it was like, I know it's Jax, and that's all I need.
Yeah. And I and just reused one that I bought. It's just a Umbreon dress.
I think that's why I've been more interested in cosplaying.
But I got the petticoat to go underneath it this time. And it made such a big difference.
Yeah, I think that's why I've like been more interested in cosplay, because I've gotten to the point where I don't, because most people that cosplay want other people to see something that they love. Like it's about showing it to somebody else. I stopped doing that for other people.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I'm just gonna cosplay because I want to.
Other than the Maka cosplay, every cosplay I've ever done has been like semi-obscure.
Right. And it's not even about obscure. It's about like, just doing it because you want to.
Exactly.
Like it's like, oh, I generally want to put in the work to like do all this.
To be fair, when I did the Chrono Crusade one, I wanted to be Rosette, but Elise called dibs on it. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, fine, I'll do Satella. Because I couldn't do as Maria, like the cute little girl. Because again, it's this cute little girl, and
that's just weird.
No, but it still cracks me up that we found a cosplayer that did her there.
All right, we need to break your legs.
Oh god, but no. So
you don't need shins.
Yeah, I don't really have any like big cosplay ideas or plans for myself, honestly.
Right.
So I don't know.
I don't know. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I think it's a good spot to end.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been close to an hour.
2 hours.
Well, no. It's been 2 hours, but like 30 minutes off of that.
Oh,
So
okay, hour and a half.
about an hour and a half. You know, the usual amount that we
Oh yeah.
record. But yeah, thanks for coming by. This is the first time we did like kind of an official like live
Live
stream
stream.
thing. Um, maybe next time we'll do it when it's just the two of us. I kind of like it this way. Hopefully, well, next time we live stream, hopefully the next time will be when Addie plays some Bayonetta, or we
Yeah.
do like some unite together, because
Hmm.
I just picked up a capture card as well, so we can start playing together. Hopefully, we'll find somebody to do our new overlay, something, because we're looking to
We
rebrand.
be looking.
Yeah. So like, yeah. Be sure to follow our social. You'll see in the chat, and always check it out. We'll have the audio version sometime this week, and we'll have the video hopefully edited and stuff sometime next week. During next week, we'll be recording with Hannah from Hannahmation Studios Art.
Yes.
Um, look out. These are gonna be great ones. It's just gonna be her as our host, and them probably just talking about fanfic, because
That's what it's about.
that is their
The
world.
focus.
Yeah, and so yeah,
It was really interesting. Is like both of our like genres of fanfic are completely different too, so that's gonna be interesting.
yeah, because you guys are like really different in terms of like what you guys look for. So that'll be really interesting. And this
And
is
then,
like Hannah all the time, just like, yes,
yes,
listen.
yeah, and then look out for future pack openings. I will keep updating on like when that's gonna happen.
Yeah, we got a kind of a large schedule. We got more time to like actually work
Do
on this, so
stuff.
we'll be doing a lot more content later. But yeah, we'll see you later. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that
Mm,
stuff. Look out for the podcast. Make sure you go to our thing. In the link, you can see our Spotify, but you can always go to Castos or any other like media streams you can get, whether it's Google, iTunes, all that stuff. Until next time, you guys stay nerdy.
bye.
Bye.